So the Powerpuff Girls are supposed heroes. But much like all the other characters that have been said to be heroes, such as Link, such as Superman, such as Goku, Mario, and all of these characters, we're going to be telling you that the Powerpuff Girls are not real heroes. Of course, there are a lot of characters that actually are heroes, and if you want to see that video, you of course can see. I'll of course make that for you guys. Characters that actually are heroes and actually are good characters. But yeah, we're talking the top 17 reasons why Powerpuff Girls or the most evil things the Powerpuff Girls has ever done. But not a hero sounds more like a better aid. But again, this is basically. But again, this video is not meant to be serious, as the Powerpuff Girls also as well are only like 5 years old. Yes, in kindergarten, which means they're only like around 5 or 6 years old, so of course they don't really have much rational thinking. The first thing, non-hero things, is that Buttercup knocked people's teeth out on purpose. Oh yeah, remember this episode too. Buttercup knocks people's out teeth on purpose, including a dinosaur's teeth. And the professor tells her to stop. Buttercup doesn't care. Of course. Buttercup is, you're not your hero, okay? Heroes don't purposely knock out people's teeth for no reason. It makes no sense, okay? And also the Tooth, and of course, and Bubbles, got the money, so of course, from the Tooth Fairy, but realizing because the Powerpuff Girls are greedy, they can make more money. It's just like really, okay? And they did it with everybody. It's and of course, number 16. So basically, as kids have to argue over stuff, and of course, Powerpuff Girls, what do? Bubbles is, drawing or talk, not doing anything, while Buttercup is playing dodgeball. The ball accidentally spears Bubbles' pictures, which causes a heated argument. But instead of being reasonable, of course, Buttercup does the unthinkable and destroys the talk that, and she did nothing. Bubbles did absolutely nothing in that scene. Absolutely nothing. And, Buttercup and all the other Powerpuff, and hopefully we'll see the other Powerpuff Girls, bad things that Powerpuff Girls did. But of course, this is really a childish thing. So I don't really think this is proof that Powerpuff Girls are not heroes, as Powerpuff Girls are still our kids. So yeah. So there was an episode basically about, feminism. So basically the fight is called Equal Fights. The Power Girls are introduced to a female fatale who robs banks to justify her actions through her woke agendas. Instead of seeing $100 bills, the flies a bit bigger as if CC or Susan B. Anthony coins, her finds out she knows absolutely nothing about. Of course, the 5 people on Twitter would hate this, the fact that they have a female villain, and since convinces her to let her go and so all girls stick together, but Powerpuff Girls let someone go. You're supposed to be saving people. There's a, it's like when, it's like, Mario when it's the same thing that several other supposed heroes do. They let the villains go. Like, for example, Batman does as well. So that means Powerpuff Girls are no better than Batman, which means they're both not heroes. And basically, the villain, the villain, she basically is, attacking people and refuses, bullies people and, but Power Girls even bullies at the school and refuse to help the mayor because they believe, really, it's like, yeah. So, there is an episode of called The Main Event. And yes, opens at the normal way, the Power Girls waking up. And of course, they don't like Blossom's house, so they cut it up to, because they basically, and they make fun of her the whole time. And yes, Blossom gets made fun of the whole time. Really, you guys are not heroes, okay? You shouldn't be, if you guys were true heroes, you shouldn't be making fun of each other and fighting with each other. But of course, Power Girls, they're not heroes. just like Batman, Link, and all these other people who have been proven not to be heroes the whole time. So Mojo Jojo's not a villain. Oh, I remember this episode too. I remember all these episodes, but Mojo Jojo, of course, gets what he deserves. But sometimes beating people up is too foul. Usually that's what villains do, okay? For example, Frieza beats up, in Dragon Ball Z, Frieza beats up Vegeta until he died. But guess what the Powerpuff Girls do? Well, instead of, capsuling him and, putting him so he can't fight, making so, making so he, surrenders or something, well, Powerpuff Girls, they beat him up so he is almost dead. You gotta be kidding me. And Mojo Jojo, all he did was steal a style of candy. But does he really deserve to be beat? Let's look at this image. This is a horn. This is an image of horn. This is something that a villain would do. And Mojo Jojo, of course, he's a villain, so he deserves what he deserves. But come on, you realize that he beats up the guy to almost to death because he committed a crime. It's kind of like, yeah, it's something that villains do, okay? So, yeah. And guess what? The Power Girls hire Mojo to terrorize the city so the mayor would reward him candy. So, yeah, Power Girls did all this, so basically, Power Girls hired him to steal it so they can get more candy. Power Girls, he's nothing but greedy bastards. Number 12, Buttercup is very rude to Santa. Okay, so if you want to be avoided, even though Santa may not or may be real, well, if you don't want to be on the naughty list, you shouldn't be rude to Santa. Okay? Come on, Buttercup. You're supposed to be a hero. You're supposed to be nice to Santa, okay? Not put rude words against Santa, okay? Santa, he has already enough, time dealing with the thousands of other kids on the planet that he has to deal with. But come on, it's Santa is just trying to do something, and of course, they also say, but again, later on in the episode, they do go on to save the world from Princess, who is wants to become a Powerpuff Girl herself. And yeah, number 10. Blossom tells Atia that she needs a nose job. Yes, this is another very rude person because they are, and Power Girls, they said that it was rude and offensive. The girls stated his name, Miss Keen, found out the hardware in the episode Imaginary Fiend. Miss Keen was in a series of regular Power Girls as voiced by, and Miss Keen tells the set class that she has a surprise for him with response, "You're getting a nose job," and that's very mean, okay? And come on, about how getting fired or married is just why and yeah, there's even more worse things. Again, number 10, they undecidedly beat up a clown. Yes. So there's an episode called Mind for Child that opens with Rainbow the Clown singing and stuff. While dancing in the road, the Breeze truck now avoids Rainbow the Clown. Unfortunately, the Breeze cuts out the truck and turned him into Mr. Mime. No, not the Pokemon. Even though that's just as scary. Nobody likes Mr. Mime from Pokemon. When Mr. Mime destroys, takes everything from color, but he got contaminated, okay? Instead of, saving instead, guess what? The Power Girls treat him more like a villain rather than a victim, okay? He was contaminated. He didn't know what the water did to him. He didn't know what the bleach did to him. Bleach is actually bad for your skin. And next, the Powerpuff Girls bully the substitute teacher. Yes, substitute teachers already have a trouble time, but guess what? The Powerpuff Girls bully the teacher, and they make fun of him for being green. Well, he's just trying to substitute, and there's a story, and they think that they accuse him of doing lots of bad things, even though he's just a substitute. Obviously, when a substitute is here, the teacher is sick or is on vacation or something, okay? Come on, treat substitute teachers with a little bit of respect. They already have enough time being bullied by all the other students. The Powerpuff Girls made a go and realized it was an accident. So yeah, that's actually a, you know, and yeah, the episode Super Friends, they made a friend, and yeah, they prefer says it to dad, and they accidentally made him into laboratory, and this is probably a, you know, yeah, it's yeah, we're skipping this part, but next, okay, so even if villains or heroes, it doesn't matter if villains or heroes, sometimes you have to team up with villains, even if the beat fight off greater good. So that's like how Sonic teamed up with Eggman to deal with the Seven Deadly Six. Well, the Rowdy Rough Boys are basically the opposite of the Powerpuff Girls, and are the evil versions of the Powerpuff Girls, and all they want to do is cause mayhem. But there was they make a comeback and in the episode, and the girls defeat them. But of course, him comes on at the end to take the boys away. The Power Girls sort of save them. No wonder why the Powerpuff Girls, no wonder why the Rowdy Rough Boys hate the Power Girls so much. Besides them being friends of Mojo Jojo, is because they allowed villains to take him away. It's a demon. He's a demon, and he's essentially sending them to hell. To do his version of hell. He's no wonder why the Rowdy Rough Boys are so evil. It's because they're being taken over by demons and being influenced by other mean people. Maybe if Powerpuff Girls are not, fake heroes, maybe all this stuff wouldn't have happened. Number 6. The Powerpuff Girls create a 4 Powerpuff Girl, and yeah. Basically, they make a 4 Power Girl, and it wasn't what they expected. And Bunny only causes more harm, and ended up saving Powerpuff Girls from the crimes she helped start. But again, Power Girls are being greedy. They didn't understand that the Powerpuff Girls were made by accident, and the Powerpuff Girls, they tried to make the 4th Powerpuff Girl, which ended up being a disaster because they don't know how science works because they're only like 5 years old. Really? You really that greedy? Okay? And yeah. Oh, this is something that the Power Girls are not did. So yeah, Mitch is another bad person. But again, Mitch is one of Buttercup's friends. So yeah. So Sandman is a villain from the Powerpuff Girls, and he is helping people to sleep. So he creates a scene that permanently puts people to sleep. Of course, he's sort of done that, but of course, this girl decided the best action is not to help Sandman see the error of his ways, but of course, they terrify him to scour him for life. Really? Okay? Really, Powerpuff Girls? You should try to reason with him, okay? Try to reason with Sandman, okay? Maybe he just doesn't like his job. Maybe he had to find someone to replace him for his job. Don't terrorize the man. Number 3. The Power Girls battle Masculax. Masculax is basically a Superman guy. Power Girls were rejected for the superhero thing. And yeah. Instead they realized the members are being attacked by Masculax. Even his name is supposed to be an adult joke. But his dialogue proves to be further. And on to the point it goes, but they're not the Powerpuff Girls villains. The heroes already have. They're already being fought by other heroes. Powerpuff Girls are just being greedy at this point. Number 2. Powerpuff Girls allowed Mojo Jojo to get assaulted in prison. Prison assault is always not a good thing, especially after Powerpuff Girls brutally assault him in every episode. Sometimes he does deserve it, but sometimes it goes too far. Of course, Powerpuff Girls, the supposed heroes, are supposed to stop all crime. Well, only people on the good side, according to Powerpuff Girls, really matter to him. Power Girls are afraid to battle Mojo Jojo because he carries around a boy with the girls who think he has Scooty. This allows Mojo Jojo to carry a lot of schemes. But after realize getting kissed by a boy won't destroy him, they track down Mojo Jojo to destroy him for a Zeo cell. What is in his cell? Now it says love in the L. And yes, Mojo Jojo is being assaulted in Zeo. Mojo Jojo is being assaulted in prison. That's a crime. Of course, the Power Girls, non-heroes, of course, they're not heroes. And the next one is kind of for the Powerpuff Girls reboot. But come on, Powerpuff Girls are they're not heroes, okay? They're not heroes, though, just like all the rest of the hero, or all the rest of the supposed heroes. And yeah, that's basically it. Goodbye.